I was really hoping the first ride on my dream bike was gonna go a lot different, but it didn't, you guys. That thumbnail, it's not for views, it's not for clicks. I could care less, you know, just gotta be real with you guys. This first ride was a freaking disaster. Ow. Oh, that hurt. Sometimes you just gotta know when to call it quits. Ah, shit. And I almost halfway expected it, you know? I mean, I know the trails around my house. I know that they're still covered in snow, but it's been, you know, raining and sunny kind of on and off for the past few days, and it hasn't snowed in a few weeks. So I guess I just thought, you know, wishful thinking that I might be able to find a couple, you know, dry patches in the trails, enough to be able to get out on this bike, take it for a first, you know, few laps to really kind of get some of the kinks worked out, test this thing and see, you know, like I said the whole time throughout this build, if it was actually worth it. Now, if you guys haven't watched any of my previous videos building this bike, I'll throw a link at the end of this video to those, or you guys can just subscribe right now. Go ahead and check my channel for those videos. And who am I, right? My name is Jared. This is a Jared Hoff channel, and my goal of making these videos is not to try and sell you guys on any of this that I have. I'm just an average guy, that dude next door that loves upgrading his bike, out there riding it. I think I have at least like an average, maybe slightly above average riding skill. Definitely far from any kind of pro level, but I think I can give you guys like an honest review, you know, no bullshit opinion from an average rider like you on if building a dream bike like this, if the parts and components I test are actually worth it. But this first ride with these trails completely covered in snow, it's not a good way to be able to let you guys know if it's worth it or not. This ride kind of turned into a failure, but there are at least a couple things that I figured out on this bike, a couple things that I like, and a couple things that I'm still kind of questionable about. Let's get into it. So what do I like? Starting right away with this Crank Bros twin tube. So it's got tubes on both sides. So it's got one on this side right over here that allows you to store, you know, any additional bits and pieces. It's got some plugs in there, tire plugs in there as well. And then the tube on this side has got the Crank Bros multi-tool in there that I already used to go ahead and adjust the seat. When you take your bike out on your first ride, you're definitely gonna want a multi-tool with you to make those little fine adjustments, things you got wrong, like maybe adjusting the levers to get them to the right angle or anything like that. And it's just good to have a multi-tool with you, period, when you're riding back here in the woods. So definitely like that Crank Bros T17 twin tube multi-tool. And you guys, like I said, my goal is not to sell you guys on these parts, but I always ask companies. Crank Bros did send this to me, didn't pay me to review it, but I said, hey, if you're gonna send it to me, give me a discount link for my subscribers and viewers. So if you guys check the video description, I always try and include discount links in there. I got a discount link for the Crank Bros and discounts for a couple other things on here, as well as privateer bikes. So thank you to the companies for giving me those discount links. It's really going to help you guys out. If you guys want to get right to the twin tube tool, you guys can click that link and give you a little discount. All right, what I liked, the second thing that I liked on this bike, and this one kind of surprised me. All right, so dropper post and dropper post lever. I have to be honest, I chose the Fox transfer post because of the Kashima coating, and it matches with the Kashima coating on that fork. I knew it was going to look amazing, and I've had other high-end, you know, P&W dropper posts in the past, but this has got to be, you know, the lightest action and the most forcible like pop you get on a dropper post that I have ever experienced. You know, this is the newest version. Let me get that stick in there. This is the newest updated version of the Fox transfer post, so they made it a little bit easier to service on, but I don't know if they've always performed this well. I haven't ran this Kashima coating post, and I don't think the Kashima coating is, you know, the reason why it's actioning so easy, but I think they did a really good job designing this Fox transfer post and getting this thing, you know, to action super light and pop up super easy. Loving this transfer post. Well, I'm here touching this saddle. You know, I love the saddle. A lot of the little contact points I already knew that I would like. So the number 3 thing that I like so far are those contact points. Got the Hell's Gate Trail 1 Hell's Gate grips right here. Nice beefy grips, lots of padding, really good grip on there. Got the SDG Bel Air V3 saddle, nice amount of padding, just the right amount of padding on the back without overdoing it. And I got this in like the larger size, whatever the larger width is, fits my sit bones pretty dang good. All right, now the final thing that I really like so far riding this bike is the brakes. Now the brakes, I tested them the other day when I was doing a drone video. So I haven't got to test them out that much on a really steep downhill yet, but just the throw, how easy these brakes are to just squeeze in. It's super light action, yet really powerful. And then you got that additional adjustment right there, the pad adjustment lever, plus that lever adjustment right there for the reach. And it's just really easy to get these brakes set up exactly the way you want. I love the way they look, yes, but I'm loving the way those brakes feel as well. Now let's move on to a couple questionable things. The cranks, right? And the overall drivetrain on this bike. I still am not confident that I have those cranks spaced right, because when I backpedal, it almost wants to drop the chain. That's not good. The oval chain ring on there. This is my first time running an oval chain ring. I couldn't really tell the difference, to be honest with you. The wireless shifting on here, yes, it's shifting super crisp. I love, you know, how easy it is to action that and you shift right up the cog with ease. But I think, you know, it was making a couple noises as it was shifting, so I think I need to get that shifting dialed in just a little bit more. And then these Trail 1 pedals right here, these are the new Trail 1 Sage alloy pedals right here. Let me give you a little bit better perspective on that. Trail 1 Sage alloy pedals. So, you know, only time will tell. These are alloy pedals, got, you know, big pins on there. So of course they're gripping good, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit more testing to see if I like these pedals. Good grip so far. They're wet. My shoes are covered in mud, so good grip so far, but you know, need to get a little bit more rides in, a couple more rides in to see how I'm liking that. Also, the fact that this is a size large with the 485 reach, usually I'm riding a size extra large, so I liked the way it felt the other day when I was testing the drone out and I was hitting like the Ninja kicker ramp. I liked the way it felt over jumps. I like the way it feels climbing on the way uphill because the bike's a little bit more nimble and easier for me to kind of whip around. But we'll see when I get to some really high speed downhill runs if that 485 reach is a little bit too short and not quite stable enough for a guy like me that's 6'2". Now, of course, I need a couple more rides to get that coil shock dialed in just right. I got the factory recommended settings on there. Same thing with the fork. I got the factory recommended settings on there. Brand new bikes, when I take them out, I start with those factory recommended settings. I wait for a couple rides to really see how it's feeling over multiple different types of terrain, jumps, technical gnar, flow trails. I wait till I see how it feels on all those different types of trails and really get a good feeling for what the suspension is doing before I mess with like the compression and the rebound. Usually that's what I'll adjust. I'll end up taking just a little bit off the compression. And for the rebound for me, I like a fast rebound because I ride a lot of technical terrain. I'll only adjust the rebound if I feel that it's kind of like bucking me when I go off of more like poppy lips and jumps. So, dream bike build, was it worth it? I'm gonna have to take this thing on a couple more rides. I'm gonna have to get out to some trails that aren't covered in snow. Ashland, Oregon, here I come. Those trails are, like I said, are about an hour and a half from my house. So I'm gonna get to driving. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys on the next video. Hey, and let me guys know, do you guys like these more like honest, open, straight from the heart, like less flashy and scripted videos? Because that's what I like doing, you know, honest, open reviews from an average dude like you, let me know. Comment down below.